Hello everyone, this is Jamie. I want to welcome you to my channel. I hope everyone is doing well, staying safe and healthy. Today I'm going to show you guys my part 4 of my coloring collection video, where I show you books that I have in my collection and I show you any whips that may be in the book or finished pages. And so I have part 4 here. Might take a little bit of time, but they're all, I don't know, pretty thin books. Well, Amazon published books, so they're not super thick, so we'll see how fast it goes. Just as a disclaimer, this is an adult coloring channel. This is not intended or aimed for children. So if you are not 18 years old, if you could please leave this channel, that would be great. And let's get started. So the first book that I have is the Monster Doodles Invasion Coloring Book, and this is illustrated by Ronnie Pios. See that right there? Here's the back side. They give you some thumbnails. This is a Julia Rivers selection coloring book. Julia Rivers has a bunch of books on Amazon, and I've only colored one in here, and it's this one. And this one I actually did with Crayola crayons on the bottom. The top part I actually finished off with markers because I didn't really like how the crayons were going, so I just tried to match it up the best I could with markers. And the white is a little bit of gel pen, white gel pen. I think it's the Signo white gel pen. But this book has like doodles of monsters, and it does have the black back on that. So that was Monster Doodles Invasion. The next one I have is Doodle. I really don't want to mess this up, but I believe it is a fairy tale, so like a Doodle fairy tale adventure book. And this one's also by Ronnie Pios, and this one was in stock. They didn't have the English version on Amazon, but that doesn't bother me because the images are still all the same. Again, Julia Rivers collection. I have not colored in this one. This is a new book, and it does not have the black back like the other one did, but it has some really cute doodles. There's like a Cinderella there, and some iconic characters that you know from fairy tales. Like here's Rapunzel right here. This one, I think this is supposed to be the Cheshire Cat, but yeah, lots of fun. If you like doodles and you like kind of like a mishmash together of fairy tales, this is a fun one. The next one is part of the Julia Rivers collection as well. It is Alice Adventures in Wonderland, and this is by Forrest Diver. And I have colored one in here. It was towards the front. I colored Alice, and I just did this last month in May, and she has been colored with Black Widow pencils. There is some black Pentel Sparkle Pop gel pen in the center here, and all of this part around I used my Bic Intensity fine liners. And this does have black-sided paper. It has different Alice images. If you like Alice in Wonderland, you would probably enjoy this book. Yeah, lots of fun. Another Julia Rivers book. This one is Princesses Rule the World. Princesses Rule the World. And this one is by, it's Julia Rivers, but I am trying to find the illustrator. I am not seeing it on this one, guys. Sorry. But here we've got princesses doing different silly things. This is one of those Amazon books that I got, and it was like warped. See how it's gonna melt like that? Oh, sorry guys. I bumped that really bad. This one's pretty simplistic. It does have lots of dark line work if you want to use your markers, but lots of fun and just silly. Next one is another Julia Rivers. This one's Keepers of the Enchanted Forest, and this one is kind of fun. It's like mystical-ish. And another Julia Rivers, of course. But they're very fun. I bet if these were on higher quality paper, they'd be more expensive. But these Julia Rivers books, they average from $3.99 to $6.99, depending on the book. And I haven't had a chance to color in this one. Next one I have is the Manga Invasion coloring book, also in the Julia Rivers collection. But this one has been illustrated by Boon How, I think is what the name is. And if you like manga style, this is basically a doodler manga book. If you can tell, a little bit Kirby looking to me. Really fun. And this doesn't have the black backing, it's just white. Obviously, all the books that I'm going to show tonight are going to be on the Amazon printed paper. Next one of the Julia Rivers collection as well is Peaceful Village of Dreams. If you're wondering why I have so many Julia Rivers books, it's because I'm trying to collect them all. This one's by Forest Diver, and I have colored first page here. Little village. This was a while ago because I really don't know what pencils I used, guys, honestly. But I've used pencils and I've used a little bit of gel pen here and there. But it gives you like little villagey type scenes with animals that are wearing clothes. Some little people like elf. Some girl on some kind of animal. Sorry if you guys can't see. But yeah, this was a Peaceful Village of Dreams, Julia Rivers. This is my last one of my Julia Rivers collection, and it's Cat Doodle's Cuteness Overload. This one was illustrated by Ronnie Pios. Again, this one does not have black background. I have not colored in this one yet. If you like cats, this is a very good cat lover book. They're very cute, super adorable. You could actually make them all different colors, like rainbow colors, or if you have a color palette in mind, you could color this in a special like color palette, which would be kind of fun. The next one I have here is a Black River Art book. It's called Color Some Cuteness Teddy Bears. This one was gifted to me. There's the back side. This is a pretty thick book for an Amazon printed book. These are simple grayscale pictures. And they're full of teddy bears. If you like teddy bears, which I really like bears. I like them because they're fun to color. And I actually really like books like this because you can do a marker base and then pencil on top by using pencil strokes to create fur effects which I actually saw, I think it was on Lavelia's Coloring. She did one, and I thought it was really neat. So if you like this kind of book, they're not too bad in price. And this is the Black River Art did this one. Next one I have here is by Heather Valentin, and this is Illuminations coloring book. And here's the back side. And this one is actually, I don't know if you could tell on camera, but it's kind of on a cream paper. So if you like to work on off-white paper, so you can use your white pencils and they bake pops of different effects, you might actually enjoy this book. I have not colored in this one. But there's lots of ones where the girls' backs are turned away, like that. But the ones that have the fronts, I think they're just gorgeous. Look at that. And if you prefer to color on white, you could easily copy these and put them on white paper, I think. See, it's just so pretty. It's just like, yeah, vintage looking. All right, next one is Lacey Sun Shines, the Sunshine Hobos coloring book. And this one's by Heather Valentin as well. 25 gorgeous pictures. This is volume 50, by the way. There's the back side. Okay, I don't want to miss one that I've colored, because I know I colored a couple in here. Okay, so this is the first guy I colored. I think he, whoops, sorry. I think he turned out pretty cute. I think I actually colored him when my power went out, if I remember. Oh, it was a long time ago, but my power went out and I was working off of, you know, candlelight, and I think I did pretty well with the power going out. And then I colored, I know I colored another clown. Maybe he's not in here. Maybe I tore him out. But I colored this one for Easter, and this was a bonus page, because it does come with bonus pages on the back. See how it says sneak peek of my new upcoming book. And I colored this one. And I really like how I did the background on this. And I used Prismacolor pencils. This was right after I first got my Prismacolors. And I had gotten just the 132 set. Alright, and you guys have probably seen this one because I did this one in my completed pages for April. This is the Superheroes coloring book by Lacey Sun Shines. If you can't tell, I kind of like her books. Heather Valentin is the artist, and this one has 30 images, and I have colored one, and I colored this Sproutinator. Very fun. I love the hair color. I think the ground looks like dirt. I think I really nailed it on that one, just for fun. And that gold is Pentel Sparkle Pop Gel Pen. But just to give you an idea of what else is in the book, they're just different superheroes. And if you're wondering what the superhero's name is, she gives you a list right here, so you can look them up. Next I have the Buns, and this is the coloring book by Dia Lehan. I apologize, Dia, if I said that last name incorrectly. This book was gifted to me. I have not had a chance to color in this, but it is stinking adorable. You do get doubles. It's on white printed paper, and paper is Amazon paper, of course. The line art is very thin line work, but you can take advantage of that and create your lines darker with your pencil, pen, or marker. Love that one. Look at all those cute little bunnies. And this one, they just have a whole bunch of little bunnies. There's an owl. Has a baby bunny right there. For those owl people out there. That one's cute. They're swimming. Maybe I'll do that one for the summer. Because that's what we do a lot in the summer. We swim. That's what we were doing a lot today. The next one I have is Cute and Crazy Critters Village. And this is the Penguin Family Coloring Book. This one is by Fern Brown. I believe her daughter does a series of coloring books as well. And I really like this one because I really like penguins. They're fun. And I have done one. I did this one with the penguin, baby penguin, and then like the brother or sister penguin in the bathtub. And I did this one with markers, and I shaded it with pencil. This was one of the first times I had shaded with pencil over marker. And I did kind of goof. There are some lines where the marker didn't, I was starting to create lines. It was before I had mastered the alcohol marker run through smoothly. But I think it still turned out pretty well. And they just have pictures of this little penguin family. That one's cute. All of them are cute though. I like that one too. Oh, very cute. Alright. Next one I got here is Color My Sketchbook. This is the Weebies. This one I got on eBay. This is by Bennett Klein, 30 sketches. And we got little, like, dragon character things. And they kind of say right here what they are. I don't know if you can read it, but it says Lucky is a dog dragon. He chases flying weeblies all day and never catches any. Though he sits quietly, they often pay him a visit. So, just kind of fun. And this is like a slight grayscale. You can do these with markers or pencils. They're very cute and very fun. I have not had a chance to color this, and this has been in my collection for a while, so maybe I'll have to put it in my pile to do like a color your hoard thing. The next one that I have is Color My Sketchbook Wild. I have colored in this one, but I took it out and put it in my PDF folder. That was back in the day when I was taking out all my pages, but now I don't do that anymore. So I'll just kind of give you an idea of what's in here. You have animals with things in the background with a slight grayscale to them. And you could use markers on this because they're single-sided, but of course you'll need that blotter page. I have the one I did use watercolor on. Maybe that's why I took it out of the book. I did the koala, and I'll have to show you that when I do my PDF flip. Alright, so next one I have here, just making sure I'm still in frame, is August Reverie 2 Epic. This is by Vivid Publishers. And this is the artist, I know I'm going to not say that right, Theka Hereth. I'm sorry, I'm sure I said that wrong. And this one has some pretty gorgeous ladies. So I did this one. And I did this one in colored pencil. This is eyeshadow back here. Stick to a kind of a gold blue palette. And then right up here where it says Live Every Moment, you know those scrapbook rub-ons that you put on and you rub like a popsicle stick thing over? That is exactly what this is. So if you're ever at like a scrapbook store or art supply store in the scrapbooking section and you see those on sale, They're actually really fun for putting them in your coloring books because you can just rub them on and embellish any kind of picture. Oh, let me just give you a hint of what else is in here. They're just gorgeous girls. So if you like to color people and women, these are really beautiful books. And I believe there's 4 of these books now. I only have the one. The next one I have here is for those people that like vintage and classic books. This is called the Gingerbread Paint Book. Don't be fooled by the paint book thing. It does have Amazon paper in it, but you could copy these easily on other paper. This is, it says more art. If I see a name, I don't know who it's by. More art. R.T. Moran. Apologize, I don't see an artist. But if you look up the Gingerbread Paint Book coloring book on Amazon, this should be there. So we've got images that are these classic cute images, like from the 50s, I think. Maybe it's the 60s. But I'm guessing it's the 50s. And I did one already. There it is. I did that one right there. I think it came out cute. And I want to say I used crayon on the background and just blended it in with odorless mineral spirits because I wanted to look kind of old school. Next one I have here is the Selection Coloring Book by Kira Cass. And this is the only one I think in my stack that doesn't have Amazon paper. This one I got on bookoutlet.com. And this is inspired by the books because they have these in books right here, like the Selection, the Elite, the One, Happily Ever After, the Air, Crown, the Siren, and those are novels. So if you read those novels, you might actually enjoy this coloring book because it's based off those novels. You have lots of quotes in here and then image. So it's like a quote and then an image. And I colored this one. Was actually a picture I colored for Veterans Day. And I tried to match him up with someone in the military. That was 10/5/19. And on the background where the green is, I used that King's Art silky crayons with water. And they blended out pretty nicely. But as you can see, like you have those quotes too. So if you don't mind quote books, or if you've read any of these series and you want to color some stuff, you can look at this. I don't know if they still have this on Book Outlet. You can look and see if this is on Amazon, but I'm not sure. Next one I have is Steampunk Adult Coloring Book by Kimberly Hawthorne. This is a grayscale coloring book if you like grayscale images. Here we have different steampunk images. This is actually a relatively new book for me. I like to do these pages with pencil and blend them out with odorless mineral spirits. They're a little more advanced than, say, the Jade Summer grayscales, but still really fun to do. There's some guys in here too, so that's kind of fun. If you're a guy, you would probably like that book too. Fantasy House's Grayscale Coloring Book by Rachel Mintz. And this one was just released not too long ago. Has like little houses you can do with marker or pencil. Lots of mushroom houses. There's many a mushroom house. There's one little fairy there, or elf or something. But if you like these little toadstool like houses, there's one for you. Next one I have here is Splashy Art 2, and this is a grayscale coloring book. This one did seem pretty intimidating to me, so I haven't colored in it, but I think now that I have my Lyra Aquacolor crayons, I think I will give that a try in this book. This one's by Kimberly Hawthorne, and you'll see what I mean. So there's an eagle, and see how the paint is kind of splotched out. It's kind of a tree branch. There's a hummingbird. That's Christmas ornaments. There's a flower. There's a girl holding some flowers. The dancer from the front. This cool looking dude with a jacket. This cool dude on a skateboard. So it gives like this different effect. And you could try to color it straight, but it's hard to figure out what you want to do with that effect. So I think coloring it in different paint palettes, kind of like they've done here, is kind of a fun idea. You probably could use your pastels, like your soft pastels in that book, and that would turn out pretty cute too. This is Fairyland Dreamscapes by Kimberly Hawthorne. As you can see, I have my grayscale books here in my collection. And this has fairies in it. Grayscale fairies. She's gorgeous. That's a statue. That one looks more cartoonish. That one's more simplistic. Same with that one. On color test page in the back. Alright, moving on, we have adult coloring book New Fashion Princesses by Demita Victoria. Here's the back of this one. And it kind of gives you pictures of kind of like Disney princesses, but in a new aged fashion. Like that's Esmeralda. There's Anastasia. And I have colored, I know I colored one in here. There it is. I've colored this one. And I think she's supposed to be Ariel because of the surfboard has a trident on it. I've used sparkle gel pen, markers, washi tape on the border. It's very fun. And I think this was originally supposed to be a day scene, but I made it a night scene. And I think you get doubles. Yeah, you get doubles in this book. And I think she does it with all her books. Next one I have here is Elegant Beauties. This one recently came out. This one's by Grayscale, of course. Elena Lazareva. And I had colored this one in May. It was in my finished May pictures. I used eyeshadow background, and it has Cali Art markers with a little bit of gel pen just to detail her eyes just a little bit. And it just has these gorgeous grayscale pictures of women. Very simplistic to me, but it's fun. And this one has doubles as well. Alright, we have World of Fairies coloring book by Sari Burer. And this is a very thin book. It's about $10 on Amazon. But you'll see why as soon as I open it up. They're very detailed images and gorgeous. And I'm thinking with this book, I will actually copy it on cardstock because the images are just like, oh my gosh. I could see why it was $10. I have not colored in this though, obviously. She's really cute. I love her. Next one I have is Julia Emerson's Dragon's Kingdom coloring book for adults. And I think, no, I haven't colored in this one. This one's fairly inexpensive. It's either $6.99 or $4.99. I can't remember. I have given this book out to a few people. Like I gave them as a gift. Because I think they're really fun dragon pictures. It has cute women in it and stuff. Fantasy Kingdom. This one's Julia Emerson as well. And these books are relatively small, guys. The one I just showed you on this one, we've got about 8.5 inches by 8.5 inches. So like a perfectly square format. Just in case you guys were curious. And I colored this one, the girl with the owls. There was more to the background with more birds, but I didn't feel like coloring all of that, so I just turned it into a night scene. I used Prismacolor pencils on her and the birds. I think it came out really pretty. I love her hair. But obviously we have some pretty cute and interesting pictures in this one, the Fantasy Kingdom. Next one, Black River Art, Dream World. This one was gifted to me. And this is grayscale. Again, this is a very dark grayscale. Yeah. And you could use markers or pencils on this, I'm sure. Lots of mushrooms in this one, guys. Different little houses. Hammock. I haven't colored in this one. And this is Dream World 2. This is thinner than the first Dream World. And this is also by Black River Art. Also gifted to me. I do like to color grayscale images, guys. These just happen not to be colored. We'll get to some that I have, though. Another Black River Art, Butterfly Kisses grayscale. And we've got these women, and each one of them have a butterfly. And these are more like a real woman. Not so much a drawing like that. Could easily be a black and white photo of a woman with butterflies on her. Same with that one. Alright, this one, Crayola, Dream Escapes. This one was gifted to me by a friend, but I do think you can get this book at Walmart. 40 unique coloring pages. We've got a variety of different things going on here. Single-sided images. This paper is a little thicker than Create Space paper, but not much. You can use markers, just make sure you use a blotter page. And this is kind of an unusual book, but at the same time pretty visually interesting to look at. Next, this one was given to me as well. This one, I believe my friend got it at Ollie's. Let me see if I can focus here. There we go. And it is 404 Not Found. It's Robot Story. This is by The Oatmeal. And I have actually read this story. It is super cute, guys. Super cute pictures in it too. So yeah, this is 404 not found. All right, the next one we have is Absurd Hazy Days RV, just coloring for everyone. And this one is by J.A. Early Riser and T.J. Crayons, I think. Yes, it says, oh, RV Park. That's the one I colored. Let's see if I... Yep, it's an Absurd coloring series, 2017. Not exactly sure. I think it's a coloring team that did this. So I did this one. This one's done with, I know I've used crayons on here, but I think I used Crayola signature colored pencils, if I remember right. But I really can't remember, guys. This is just a very silly, fun book. Very thin paper. But you could have a lot of fun coloring in this. It's like a Santa Claus, but he doesn't have any clothes on. Oops, sorry about that. And they all have these like funny looking looks. So I'm trying to color this as if it was in outer space or not of this world. That's why my coloring girl kind of look alien-esque. Next one I have here is Fanciful Fairy Fashion. Oh, that's a mouthful. Meredith Dillman. And I like fashion books and I like fairies. So this book has some gorgeous fairies in it. Single-sided images, of course. And I have colored, if I can find her. Oh, come on. I know it wanted to flip to it when I first opened the book. I colored this one. Did it in blues and golds. So I remember when I went to color the hair, I wanted it to be silver, but I didn't realize on film it made her look like she had white hair, which is kind of cool, but I wasn't intending on that. Sometimes those things happen. Next one is another fashion book. This is Beautiful Dresses, an adult coloring book by Fashionistas. And I think I first saw this book on Paul and Shannon's channel. Like, she got it. And I thought, oh, that would be a fun book just to play around with. I've done this one in all gel pen. So it's a sparkle gel pen. This yellow, though, is colored pencil. Just in the detailed areas, we did gel pen. And they're just different dresses. Corsets, bodices. There's a couple girls. Like there's one. Did this one, and I did this one out of all Crayola Take Note Click pens. Yeah, so this one just has a bunch of dresses in it. If you want to just practice on coloring dresses, or if you like fashion. Next one I have is the Masters of Illusion. The Masters of Fashion Illustration. Oh, just must be late. Sorry about that. A vintage adult coloring book illustrated by Wendy Percival, or Pearsall. Wendy Pearsall. And here we have kind of a different take on women. It has detail, different fashion, from different era. I am a little bit intimidated. And they say on this side, plate 23, George Wolfe Plank, August 1916. So I think these are dated for when these pictures came out. Maybe they're actual art pieces. I am not sure. I do apologize, I don't know that. Next one I have here is Patchwork Pals for the Young at Heart. I actually really love this book, guys. This is a Hester Maltz. This was one of my first grayscale books. And to me, it's a simpler form of grayscale because it doesn't take over the whole page. Let me find the ones that I've colored. No, I've done a couple. So here's my first one, the bear. I think he's adorable. And the birdhouse. I think that one's pretty cute too. Love the color choices. And I thought I did one more. Guess not. Guess I only did two. Maybe it was in another book. Patchwork Pals for the Young at Heart. Next one here is Beautiful Fairy Tales, and this is the 12 Dancing Princesses Grayscale Adult Coloring Book by Ruth Sanderson. I've colored one. Obviously her hair is way too bright, and same with her dress, but I'm still trying to figure out how to best color the grayscales in Ruth's books. There is an image for the grayscale. So it has different pictures from this story. And it gives you a different form of grayscale in the back if you want to try that kind of form, like a grayscale versus line art, or with line art, more defined. This is Whimsical Art Volume 3 by Hester Maltz. Grayscale again. These are some more of those simpler grayscale images. I have colored that one. I think she's cute. This one actually didn't take me very much time at all, guys. This took me, I don't know, 45 minutes. I love the kitty on this one. So we have some really cute girls, fairies, girls in costume. Yeah. Next one I have is by Black River Art, Sweet and Sassy grayscale coloring book. So this one's different than their other coloring books. This one's more simplistic. This was the first one I did. Obviously, it didn't take me very long. I used alcohol markers and sparkle gel pen. Then I went ahead and did this one. I thought she was cute. I wear glasses and I have blonde hair, so I kind of was feeling it that day. And this is done with stencils, and what I did is I put my stencil down and then I tapped my alcohol marker on it, so it kind of bled through a little to give kind of like a different like effect, and then I put some gelato over the top, so it's kind of neat. That these are just simpler forms of grayscale. You could easily get this book done relatively quickly with markers. Really cute. Alright, we got Elegant Faces, and this one is by Ikuko? I know I said that wrong. Grayscale Underpainting Coloring Book. And I think it's Uko or something like that. I have done this girl, and she is the first page, and I did her completely from an eyeshadow palette. And this isn't like a specialty eyeshadow palette. This has your basic tones, and it has some blue and it had some green. But I think it was great, and what I would do is after I got done with the skin, I would spray it with fixative. After I did the hair, I would spray it with fixative. So I had lots of sprays just to make sure nothing smeared. But I think this is a great form of grayscale. I really, oh, we have doubles I see here. We got doubles on a black side and white side. So you get black side paper and white side paper. So if you want to do your marker one, you could do your markers on the black side one and do your pencil ones on the white. So that's fun. She actually has a Japanese one that looks really cool too. This one, Book of Celebration, Kimberly Hawthorne. And I had this book in my pile, or in my shelf, for a very, very long time. I actually took out quite a few images that weren't for me, it just wasn't my thing, and sent them to a friend. And then I kept the pages that I thought I would color. So it gives you like this variety of different grayscale pictures. I'm just going to see if and I finally did this one in April, but it took me forever, honestly, guys, to color in this book. I really like how she turned out. I love the hair, and I used choline colored pencils with Gamazol mineral spirits to blend her out. There's one that's not grayscale. Some kitties. Butterfly, waterfall, just all sorts of things. There's a cowboy. There's a Christmas bear. So this obviously is a very thick book, Amazon printed paper. All right, next I have Fanciful Fantasies coloring book. This one's by Julia Speary. I have not had a chance to color in this one, although very cute. Slight grayscale on most of the pictures. Occasionally you will run into a line art one. Just trying, there's a line art one. So that one's cute. Very cute book. In Love, Romantic Grayscale Coloring Book by Rachel Mintz. This one is fairly thin. I believe it's fairly inexpensive as well. I did this bunny one, and this one I did in April, not too long ago. Marker base, color pencil shading, and eyeshadow background. More of the simplistic grayscale. Last but certainly not least, we have Rachel Mintz's Women Art Grayscale Coloring Book. And I have colored this girl with the snake. I love it. I wouldn't change anything about it. I really like how she turned out. As you can see in this book, we've got women, kind of unusual looks. I think this one is really cool. This one's really fun. This would be a fun one to color and make like your profile picture. So this was Women Art Grayscale Coloring Book. And that is it for this particular collection video. If you enjoy my collection videos and you want to see more from me, just make sure to like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And when I post new videos, you'll get an alert, and then you can watch when I post those new collection videos. I do have, I think, 3 more shelves of like Amazon printed books. I haven't been counting. I know I have quite a few. I don't have as much as some people, but I do have quite a few books. I hope everyone enjoyed this, and happy coloring.